Hey y'all, welcome to Candid Conversations with Carla. Well, today we're actually talking about character. Do you have what it takes to maintain integrity, to do the right thing despite someone not looking at you or despite not having a crowd? Who are you really? Our character is who we really are, deep, deep, deep down on the inside. So when you're laying in your bed and the thoughts that are coming to your head, it's like the very intent of your heart. Um, and when I'm talking about character, sometimes your character, when you're put in certain situations, um, your character will show. It'll show. What I'm saying is your true character. Okay, because it's easy to have integrity when things are going great, when things are on the up and up, when you have a pocket full of money. But what do you do when you don't have money? When you lost all of your friends, and when you have that death in the family? And I mean, do you go to, bugging out? Who are you really at the end of the day? It's important that we have great character, because you can have all the gifts in the world, but if you don't have great character, then those gifts that you're blessed with, it'll mean nothing. So it's important that we lead with love. The Bible talks about, you can have all the great prophecies in the world. You can have this, that, and the third, but if you lack love, then you have nothing. Okay, and so this is what I just kind of wanted to touch on today. What is your true character? Like, what is it that people know you by? I'm not talking about the things that you even think of, or that you may be biased about yourself, but really, what do people, and I'm not talking about the things that they actually may even say, because sometimes people tell you what you want to hear, right? But what do people really think about you as a whole? And not that other people's opinions matter, but it does matter what you have shown any and everyone in your life. What do they know you by? What is your fruit? What does your fruit say about you? What is your true character? And so at the end of the day, we want to make sure, and of course, we are people. We don't always get it right. We do make mistakes, but do you repent? Do you apologize? Do you intend to do better? Because you can even know there are some about your flaws and stuff, but if you're not doing anything to correct those things, then what does that say about you? Once again, we're talking about character. And so I just want to hit on some of those things. When someone cuts you off in traffic, how do you react? And listen, I know we had a hard day at work. I know, right? But really, whatever's on the inside of you, it's going to eventually come out. So you can't get an apple out of an orange. An apple has apple seeds, right? And so if you are truly a peaceful person, I'm just talking about deep, 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 deep down on the inside, you're not going to be raging. You're not going to be raging. You're not full of rage all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like those one-offs, right? But I'm talking about like who are you really? What does your fruit say about you? What fruit actually remains in you? Because a lot of times we haven't allowed God to process us fully. Me included, okay? I'm not excluded from this message. These messages are through me to me as well. So what I mean by what is your true character? What do you do when no one else is looking? What do you think about? And I'm not talking about those thoughts that flood our mind, right? But I'm talking about, what do you actually dwell on? What do you intentionally think about on a daily basis? That should let you know a lot about your character. If you are thinking about, you know what, I can't wait to tell Susie ABCD. She did ABCD to me. You know, that should let you know where you are. If you're thinking about, man, I should have told him 1, 2, 3. I should have went off on him because he done went off on me. Man, and I sat there quiet. That says a lot. Also, it says a lot if you say, you know what, God, did you see him go off on me? Lord, I really want to go off, but Lord, keep me, Lord, keep my mouth, Lord, keep my heart, Lord. Forgive him, Lord, and forgive me, Father, for anything that I've done that was not in your will to do. But right now I want to pray for my brother. I want to pray for my sister because they're dealing with something and they're taking it out on everybody else. Is your first instinct to pray and even if it's not your first instinct, right? That's fine. But we're talking about the true intents of your heart, right? Your character. And that's what I mean, your character. What comes to your mind immediately? Are you in a practice of trying to please God? Are you in a practice of being the peacemaker? Are you in a practice of being a kingdom builder? Are you in the practice of being a better you? Or do you blame others? Or do you blame shift? Or is it's my brother, it's my sister, it sure ain't me, oh Lord. You know, is everyone else the problem? Is everyone else the problem? Now I know that wife or that husband or that spouse, I know that you know they done got on they asked you for the same thing 7 different ways and 7 different times. But maybe we need to exercise some patience. Maybe God is working on our patience through them. Lord, what do you want me to get out of this? What do you want me to get out of this, Lord? It's not my brother. It's not my sister. But it's me. It's me. It's me, oh Lord. And if people took an inventory about who you are or what attributes you have, what would they say? Would they say that you're patient? Would they say that you're truthful? Would they say that you are long-suffering? Or would they say that you're angry? Or that you're always sad? Or that you're disrespectful? Like, what do you really want your character to be? Because you know what, we're all a work in progress. And so I know that we're working on a better us, right? At least I hope so. Because we haven't made it. And it's okay if there are some character flaws, right? And this is why we are tested. This is why it's not so that God can know who you are, because he already knows. But through different tests and trials, our character is shown up. And he allows these tests and trials to show us where we really are, where our character is. Because a lot of times it's news to us. Ooh, how many times have we said, whoa, I didn't know that was still there. I didn't know I was still dealing with that. I didn't know that I was still mad at this person. I didn't know until I saw him. I thought because years had gone by that I had forgiven them and that, but every time I see them, I think of what they did to me. Are you forgiving? Do you give grace where you've been given grace? Or is everything about you? Are you selfish in grace? Where everyone should understand about you, but you don't understand about anyone else outside of you? We're talking about character. It's important. It's important who you really are. It's important how you show up in the world. It's important how you show up on your job, the example that you're giving your children. It's important how you are with your family. It's important. Your character speaks of who you are. And it's okay, because we have a chance to improve our character. If we don't like something about ourselves, we can wake up and work on it again. We can ask God to help me. Help me, God. I know so-and-so did this, but you know what? Help me. Help me to deal with it better. Help me to be more patient. Help me to be kind in ugly situations. Help me. It's important that we have strong and great character along with the gifts that God has given us. Otherwise, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Have you ever seen someone who was greatly talented and they had a messed up attitude? You see it a lot with, celebrities, because they have all this money, because they have all this talent, and yet some of those, we begin to see them treat people kind of crazy, right? Because they have money. Well, that was already on the inside of them. And so it's so important for us to possess, especially when we claim to be the children of God. We should not, he would not put us to shame, but we should not put him to shame. We should not put the name of the Lord to shame. We're a reflection of him. And guess what? God is love. Do you display love? Do you display peace? Our character matters. And so I just wanted to give you something to think about. I constantly examine myself. I think just as sisters and brothers in Christ, we should often examine ourselves to see if we're in the faith. Because as we begin to go through different trials and tribulation, you know what? those things can come up against our character. It could, the enemy is constantly, he's an accuser of the brethren. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want his accusations to be true. You want God to be able to say, oh no, that's my good and faithful servant right there. Oh no, you lying, devil. You lying. The devil is a lie. I know we've heard that. But we really don't want what we're being accused of to be true. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you guys something to think about. All right, you guys. I have said everything that I wanted to say. And I always forget to say, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next week on Tuesday here on Candid Conversations with Carla. All right, you guys.